Say hello to the true hottest star in women's MMA. With a predatory fury in the ring, Sumiko Inaba obliterates her opponents with dazzling knockouts. The Lady Samurai stands as Dakota Ditcheva's next opponent for July 26th. So, will she succeed? This is Fighting is Art. Let's take a closer look. Born in Pukalani, Hawaii, Inaba first took up nursing lessons, perhaps for the future opponents she'd send to the hospital. She soon discovered mixed martial arts, and Inaba quickly fell in love with the surgical striking and grappling of MMA. And after grounding and pounding other girls to oblivion on the amateur scenes,
looks like she really wants either an armbar or to at least try to get her legs up. Beautiful pass by Sumiko there.
The ref is probably going to stop the fight here.
And she's trying her best to guard, but she's just not. There it is. And that's it. That's all.
She stepped up to Bellator MMA and began the demolition for ages. After destroying her first two opponents with vicious finishes, in April 2022, Lady Samurai took on Whitney Piles, and sporting a godlike physique, she delivered a masterclass. Inaba began the fight with quick in-and-out movements, landing shots, and staying out of range.
For MMA debut with a...
She tested the big shots, but met fierce counters from her opponent.
Of course, we crowned a new flyweight champion last TKO. Double jab by Inaba.
And the adversary stunned the still inexperienced Hawaiian.
And Piles coming back with combo.
Inaba faced fierce opposition from Whitney, even in the grappling.
Not sure Inaba was going for that takedown, but
nice reversal by Piles.
Off of the cage by Piles.
Back on her feet, Inaba knew it was a do-or-die affair.
Back to their feet. Inaba's boyfriend, Sean Rush, is her head coach.
But like out of a movie, in the pocket, a picture-perfect left hook landed flush and shut her opponent's lights off completely. Lady Samurai followed up with a right hand, but the fight was already over.
Out of Maui, Hawaii. Oh, what a knockdown! What a knock! Sumiko Inaba, left hook, down.
I was just going to start saying.
She celebrated around the cage, summing up years of hard work, and moved to 4-0.
Inaba is 4-0 with her third knockout.
Soon, due to her vicious knockouts, pretty face, and impressive physique, her popularity increased across MMA. And in November 2023 in Chicago, she collided against legendary Dutch kickboxer and MMA fighter Denise "Miss Dynamite" Kielholtz. It was a contest both in strikes and in looks. Starting off with jabs,
Nursing school, but
she used the stick-and-move tactic.
with helping her, she's also a mother.
But the kickboxer was now getting in her groove,
Losing streak, restoring her confidence and opportunity.
and Inaba was not in charge.
Dang.
Fast and
That's
efficient.
so well, exactly. And that makes...
She was sent flying to the canvas.
Really credits her fiance, Sean Rush, who is her coach.
Oh!
And she ate sharp counters.
Does time and time again, and then she'll... I think the big difference you're seeing here between the...
Inaba tried stealing the round, but Denise repelled her and won the round.
Of the first round, and there's the level change and the takedown attempt, sprawl by Kielholtz, and Kielholtz able to defend it, lands it.
The Hawaiian entered the second round fiercer than before.
Kielholtz in 10-on-10, rising the lead leg of Inaba. And again,
But her opponent was defensively on point.
with that little sharp jab from Kielholtz.
One of the things you heard out of Inaba just wasn't there for her, yeah.
Nice left, making sure her focus remains the lead leg.
The ladies exchanged brutal shots.
Under 2 minutes left in the second.
And Inaba was outfielded everywhere.
Lands the 1-2, changes levels, gets the single leg, first takedown, but Kielholtz able to pop right back up, and there's a counter, how to push it by Kielholtz and lands a...
In the final round, she would need a knockout to win the fight, so she added more torque to her punches.
There's here in round number 2. Kielholtz trying to find her groove and beginning to flow.
But for every shot she threw, she ate 3 in return.
When I'm watching an MMA fighter be boxing-centric, meaning that they're...
In the end, Kielholtz maintained the advantage and won the bout via unanimous decision, giving Inaba the first loss of her career.
Denise, Miss Dynamite, Kielholtz.
Not losing any stock despite the loss, she soon got the attention of the PFL. So in San Diego, California, Sumiko once again showed she got that dog in her. Fighting the undefeated Mackenzie Stiller, she was delivered a clean performance. From the onset, Stiller was the aggressor.
Nickname is Matt Judo. That tells you anything. Great hit throws, great takedowns, does have a vicious arm come in on a straight line.
I can relate.
But Sumiko was now starting to charge forward.
Take that right hand coming in.
And again, she does.
She's finished 2 of the 3 pro wins. Both of those have been submissions.
The big shots were now in array. But Mackenzie soon unleashed the McJudo
Trying to line up that head. And now catches.
and tripped Inaba to the canvas easily.
Trying to set up the big throw. And there it is.
And Stiller missed slightly with the knee.
Left arm of Sumiko Inaba trying to frame Stiller, and Stiller.
Stiller provocated Inaba even further with a takedown.
Grappling specialist, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, judo specialists can feel confident in striking because they're not worried about going to the ground. We've seen Mackenzie.
This made the Hawaiian angry,
If I remember correctly.
smudging Stiller's gray matter with hooks.
Said if I can close my eyes and hit you with the right hand and up
A big knee and a flurry brought her rival close to the shadow realm.
eyes, throw the right hand and go
Nasty kick though from Sumiko Inaba.
stop from Inaba.
And she stunned her further with no mercy. And with seconds left in the round, Stiller was saved by the bell, but not for long. Lady Samurai came out like the Terminator. Defending the takedown, she pulverized her enemy's baby factory.
Good balance by the Hawaiian from Stiller.
That's what you have to do if you're Inaba is make her come inside, go for the takedown.
But Inaba soon found herself on the brink of collapse.
Headlock McCann trying to scarf of this. Steps up higher into the front headlock position.
However, she got back up and wrapping her opponent up like a handkerchief, she released concussive elbows,
Nice shot.
flattening her face with more elbows. She gave Stiller free face reconstruction.
Sumiko Inaba, and again.
That's a good one. That rock Stiller.
Inaba recognizing an important moment in this fight. Right hand goes to work.
Lady Samurai made her opponent bleed with no care.
Bridge got stifled this offense. With those short elbows, they're cracking.
The right hand continues to work here for Sumiko Inaba.
Stiller better find some defense in there.
Stiller, in Christian fashion, turned the left cheek, but Inaba punished her even further with left elbows.
Halfway through round number 2. Inaba switches to the left elbows.
Stiller now rinsing the shots really hurting her.
Then the fight became a war.
What a turnaround this would be.
She pretended to unleash ground strikes, then out of nowhere, she switched to an arm bar.
Not giving up the rear naked. As a burst of gas, she's still running.
Inaba climbs over.
But rather than tapping, Inaba survived the pain and got back on top to land her own damaging shots.
Sneaking out. There we go. Sumiko Inaba and Mackenzie Stiller back and forth here in round number 2.
Stepping over at exactly the right time. Try to get her grappling going.
Releasing an uncountable number of left hooks and right shots, she played ping pong with Stiller's head, and the referee had to step in to save the damaged opponent from long-term damage.
But you gotta ask yourself, Sean, how much did she put into that throw and the attack of the armbar? Gotta be exhausted over there, carrying the weight of Inaba.
Left hand now for Inaba. She's looking very closely at this fight.
With the volume!
Who do you think wins this upcoming fight? Personally, we think that the PFL should have chosen a more difficult opponent for Ditcheva, but let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and click the like button. This was Fighting is Art. Goodbye.